from the British Embassy should be down there ensuring that Julian's rights are being respected and that in no way he's under threat from all the terrible attempts to make out that he is a terrorist and even worse. But what do we have? We have some of the worst sycophantic behaviour from this government that we have seen in decades. Now, we've seen this over the years from successive coalition and Labor governments, doing whatever the US administration wants. But right now, Prime Minister Julia Gillard and Attorney General McClellan have really gone too far. Ms Gillard, shame, absolute shame. Ms Gillard has said that Wikileaks activities are illegal, but she can't tell us what the laws are that they have broken. Mr McClellan, as the Attorney General, has promised the US administration that Australia will assist in investigating Wikileaks. And on November the 29th, he stated that the Defence Task Force set up to monitor Wikileaks will be transferred into a whole-of-government task force. Now, what does that mean? It doesn't sound good. It sounds pretty sinister. And if the Prime Minister had any decency, she would scrap that today. Speaking in Canberra today, Green Senator Bob Brown has called on the government to guarantee Julian Assange's passport, and that if he does choose to come back to Australia, that he can do so free of persecution and prosecution. Just reflecting on the fact that she's really big on talking about sharing information through my school, my hospital. But when it comes to my government, she runs a mile. We stand here in defence of free speech and honesty in government. Wikileaks has really put the pressure on. We need to grab this opportunity and to be demanding consistency, integrity and honesty in all aspects of government, both public and private. The bar has been set high and we need to ensure that that is how all governments operate. We need to seize this opportunity. I would just like to give a couple of examples from how important this Wikileaks material is, how it can make a difference to the lives of people, particularly in low-income countries, and I believe save lives. There was a cable sent by the US ambassador in Sri Lanka on the 15th of January. This is Patricia Butananis, and she was referring to war crimes committed in Sri Lanka. I'll just read out the words. She says, in Sri Lanka, responsibility for many of the alleged crimes rests with the country's senior civilian and military leadership, including President Rajapaksa and his brothers and the opposition candidate. Now, that statement right now is putting pressure on government leaders, particularly Western government leaders around the world, to back a war crimes tribunal. And that is what is needed. She should get behind it. War crimes were committed against the Tamil community, hundreds killed and injured, suffering continuing to this day, and the War Crimes Tribunal must be established. I also wanted to make reference to one of the points made by Matt. He talked about the cables coming from Shell, about how they had infiltrated with their own staff into the government of Nigeria. Now, back in the mid-1990s, at a much smaller rally, people gathered here to remember Ken Saro-Wiwa and a number of Nigerian